Good evening, Norcal Karters. It is August 30th, and tonight, 7:45 p.m., and this is another episode of upcoming events in basically the Northern California area, or tracks that may be of interest to California karters. So we also have Reno, we have Southern Oregon Karters, we also have a number of Central Valley tracks. So that's this show. So thank you for listening. If you find value in the content, please like, share. If you're on the Spreaker app, write a comment. We do offer live chatting. So if I'm in the middle of a show and you start chatting away and I see the message, if it's something of value, I will fill it into the episode. Or if it's just a comment, again, I'm going to move the show around to a couple of different days and nights and times to see kind of what is the best fit for the best interaction. But yeah, we're 140 shows into this thing. So yeah, it's been fun. So let's get to it. This past weekend, we had some racing going on. And, sorry, my computer is running a little bit slow. The Southern Oregon Karters, they had an event this past weekend. Also this past weekend, Northern Nevada Kart Club, they had an event, and the limited 125 guys were up there. And I believe they have rescheduled as well, race number 5. So I'm talking about Northern Nevada Kart Club. I need to double check this on their website. But if I read it correctly and I remember correctly, they rescheduled race number 5 to September 5th. So they had originally had a date and they changed it due to some fires. So that was over a month ago. And so they rescheduled it. And so I believe it's going to be September 5th. So I will confirm once I confirm that. That will end up on norcalkarters.com on our calendar. And it's a lot of racing going on this year. And September, it's what, 2 days away. So September 1st is on Wednesday. And it's going to be a busy September. So especially at Sonoma. So Sonoma is going to be very busy. But, let me hit the other tracks first. Because Sonoma is going to get a lot of attention in this podcast. So let's talk about Central California Kart Racing Association. CCKRA. It's a tongue twister for me. Central California Kart Racing Association. Their website, cckra.com. Race number 6 for these guys. And they will be at the Fresno Fairgrounds. I believe it's called the Big Fair. The Big Fresno Fair. But if you go to norcalkarters.com and you click on the event for Central California Kart Racing Association, you can either go directly to cckra.com or you can also visit the Fresno Fair website from our page. So we have it all linked together so you can quickly navigate to the information that you need. But they have an event Saturday the 11th and the 12th. And if you're wondering why I'm skipping over the 4th and the 5th, it's only because I didn't have anything on the calendar. And if I'm missing your event, please let me know. And we will get you on the calendar. The idea of Norcal Karters is to have all the events listed that pertain to California karters. But the ones that get extra attention, they sponsor the show. But if I'm missing your event, maybe you had a date change or something else, and I just haven't had a chance to update. But yeah, make me aware of that. So, Central California Kart Racing Association, September 11th and 12th. That same weekend, Prairie City, race number 7, their 4-stroke weekend. So that's pckarting.com. That is their website address. Again, pckarting.com, 4-stroke weekend. And if you race a 4-stroke, put Prairie City on your list if you have not been there, because that has really been one of the hot spots in Northern California for four-stroke racing. And when I say four-stroke racing, we're talking about the Briggs & Stratton LO, local option, LO, 206, 206 cubic inches. No, just kidding. 206 cc. But, yeah, LO 206. So, Prairie City's just been killing it this year with their four-stroke stuff. So, again, if you have a four-stroke, if you have a 206, you've never been to Prairie City, go check out their event. Again, September 11th and 12th, their website, pckarting.com. And just to backtrack, same weekend in Fresno, Central California Kart Racing Association, cckra.com. And then we jump into it, Rok Sonoma. So Rok Sonoma is taking place Saturday, September 11th and 12th. And their website, bear with me on this one, is Sanzaru, SANZARU karting.com, sanzarukarting.com. So one of their sponsors is Sanzaru, and that is why it's sanzarukarting.com. They have an event coming up September 11th and 12th. It is a combined event with the California Rok Championship, which for that series is going to be their finale. So the CRC, California Rok Championship, their season finale is that same weekend. It's combined with Rok Sonoma. So if you need information on the challenge group or California Rok Championship, their website is challengekarting.com. But for registration and everything else, you're going to use the registration process of Rok Sonoma, which currently they are utilizing the Kart Pass app. So Kart with a K, Pass, as in I just went around you, Kart Pass app. So Rok Sonoma is utilizing the Kart Pass app for registration. And like I said, Sonoma's going to be busy because that following week, kicking off on Thursday, September 16th, Rok Fest, the Rok Fest West race takes place at Sonoma. So if you have a Rok package and you're racing it, great. If you're a spectator and you're looking for a couple of events to go check out, the Rok Fest is a national level event. That would be a good one to put on your calendar. Again, the week before, the combined race should be huge. The Rok Sonoma and the California Rok Championship, that should be a huge event with the Rok Sonoma guys trying to get their normal points because they're still jockeying for a championship because they still have 3 races left in the season. The California Rok Championship, that's their finale. They're wrapping it up at Sonoma. Then you get the guys that are coming in from all over the country to warm up for the Rok Fest West event. So there's going to be a lot of racing at Sonoma going on in September. So again, Rok Fest West, Sonoma. And anytime there's a Sonoma event and you're a regular listener, you're probably used to hearing GFC Karting. So GFC Karting, gfckarting.com. He will be supporting his team, his drivers, and his dealers at both the Rok Sonoma event on September 11th and 12th and the Rok Fest West event. So, again, Sonoma's going to be very busy here in September. And that same weekend, so Rok Fest West, September 16th through the 19th. That same weekend, we have Southern Oregon Karters. So, sokarters.org. They have an event going on the 17th through the 19th. Now, the Southern Oregon Karters, they're out of Medford. So, they're at the Jackson County Sports Facility. So, they're in Medford. And again, I just mentioned their website, sokarters.org. Also that weekend, NCK Road Racing. They are going to Thunder Hill. They are utilizing the Thunder Hill East track. So there are plenty of options for you to go race on that weekend of the September 18th and 19th. If you don't have a Vortex package, if you're not in California, let's say you're in Oregon and you're listening to this, you can go to the Southern Oregon Karters event, sokarters.org. And then the NCK. If you're not running Rok Fest or you're not going to Medford, if you've ever wanted to give road racing a try, there's NCK Road Racing. Their website, NCKRoadRacing.com. Again, they're going to be at Thunder Hill East. And the organization has pushed really hard this year to help reduce the cost of road racing because the tracks to rent are very expensive. So they are actually teaming up, and I believe that particular weekend is going to be with the Cobra Shelby Club or Shelby Cobra Club. Can you tell I'm a huge car enthusiast? Yeah, you know the car with a little Cobra on it? So they're combining events. So that way they can split up the cost to rent the track. And in the past, it's worked very well for the clubs, the car clubs, and then also for the NCK road racers. And they're doing it again. So if you're on the fringe about road racing and you always say, how come we don't have weekend events? Then quit talking about it and get out there. Go support NCK Road Racing because they're trying to do these combined events. One, to lower the cost. Two, it's on a weekend, so the premium for the track rental goes way up. So just understand that. Go support them. So again, the whole idea of this show is just to make you aware of events so you can go support them. Pick the one that you find is your favorite or the one you want to go hang out with. It doesn't really matter. Just to find an event, go support it as a spectator or as a participant. That same weekend, Sunday, September 19th, the Norcal 80cc Shifter Group, race number 4 for their championship series, heads to BlueMax Kart Club. And again, that is going to be September 19th. Again, the Norcal 80cc Championship is heading to BlueMax Kart Club. And for information on that event, again, you can go to norcalkarters.com, click on the calendar, click on that particular event. And for the BlueMax stuff, it takes you to their BlueMax page. For the Norcal 80, it'll take you to their Facebook page. And that's been one of the faster growing segments in karting here in the past year, I would say, is that 80cc Shifter Group. And again, norcalkarters.com, click on the calendar tab, boom, go to the events. That same day, Karts and Coffee down in Modesto. Same thing, norcalkarters.com, click on the calendar tab, go over to September 19th and said Karts and Coffee, boom, click on it. So that takes place between 8 and 10:30 a.m. It's a very it's an organized informal event where it's a cars and coffee, and there's a few karters out of the Modesto area that's starting to they go to every one of these, and they basically just piggyback off of their event, and they bring their karts and they talk about karts and coffee, and then they look at all the other cool cars that are out there. So that's everything that's happening on that weekend of the 18th and the 19th of September. So again, very, 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 very busy, which is good. And give me 1 second here. I'm going to post something real quick. Okay. All right. So I got that. So yeah, September 18th and 19th. And then I have a couple blank weekends, which isn't normal. So if I'm missing your event for the 25th or the 26th, or October 2nd and 3rd, if I'm missing your events, reach out to me so we can put your events on the calendar. Again, norcalkarters.com. This year there was a lot of schedule changes, etc. If you're a regular listener, you're tired of hearing me talk about the new website, but the website is new. But there was also a lot of time and effort that went into it. So it's very, very possible I accidentally skipped over a couple of the events. So again, if I'm missing your event, reach out to me. Send me a note. I'm pretty easy to find. norcalkarters.com. Facebook at Norcal Karters. Probably the worst way to reach me is Instagram, just because I don't post a lot on Instagram through the NorCal page. So there you have it. And then October 9th and 10th, Prairie City. So Prairie City, October 9th and 10th. Let's see here. Also that weekend, NCK Road Racing, Thunderhill West. NCK Road Racing, Thunderhill West is taking place on a Sunday, October 10th. And let's see, Southern Oregon Karters, they have an event October 15th through the 17th. And again, that 17th of October, Karts and Coffee. And Prairie City has an event on the 23rd and the 24th. CCKRA, Central California Kart Racing Association, they have an event on the 23rd and the 24th. And it looks like that is going to be the finale for the Sonoma Rock Cup events as well. Wow. I just all of a sudden just fast forwarded to the end of the year. As I'm seeing these events starting to pop up. That's the Rock Cup, the Rok Sonoma. That is their season finale on the 23rd and the 24th. And guess who's going to be there? GFC Karting. And let me double check here. I'm just double checking my other calendar. And again, if I'm missing your events, reach out to me. We want to have everybody on the calendar, so it makes it easy for the karters to see, oh yeah, there's these events going on, there's those events going on, etc. So if I'm missing it, let me know. And yeah, that's about it for the events coming up that I have. So yeah, there you have it. And also, let's see. Yeah, I just had to think about when I did the podcast. So last week I did my normal weekly podcast. I did the recap. And then we also did, my friend Vicky came on to the podcast with me. And we actually did a suicide awareness podcast. Unfortunately, we lost a karter a couple weekends ago. And there was really no plan to do that type of a podcast. But the more I kind of started thinking about it, it was, is just a gentleman. His name is Chris Worthington, and I had interacted with him on social media. He was very active in many of the different marketplaces and the forums, and so I remember seeing his name. Unfortunately, there's really just no way to politely put it. I mean, it's, he took his own life. And I thought to myself, it's like, man, that's our karting community. That's our family. I have this podcast. My friend Vicky, she works in mental health. She's worked in crisis centers. She's worked, I don't want to call it an industry, but that profession, that's the word. She's worked in that profession, and I just felt like, okay, let's put some information out there. So we actually did a podcast. I posted it on YouTube. I posted it on Spreaker as an audio only. I also linked the resources that she provided to me during the show. So if you need help, if you need to reach out, if you have someone in your family or your network that you think that might needs help, we shared a number of different resources. And again, it's not the flattering part of karting or life in general. But it kind of just hit me by surprise. It shocked me. And, there's been a few comments out there of just, wow, kind of disbelief. And so let's spread the word. Let's get some information out there. I'm also welcoming open discussions. If you have resources or links to resources you want to share on one of my pages, please do. Just, keep the conversation going, keep it going. And if someone in your network just seems to be not themselves, just talk to them. And who knows, maybe we could save a life. So let's not repeat this story again in karting. So it was I didn't know how the whole podcast was going to go. But I know it's an extremely sensitive topic. And honestly, I don't know how far-reaching it is. Have all of us experienced some sort of loss? Or is it 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 100? I don't know. I mean, it just seems like one of those things. It's not actively talked about. And there's a lot to it. So if you think you have any interest in that podcast, you can easily find it on my Facebook page. You can find it on the YouTube channel under Norcal Karters, and you can also find it on our podcast. And we use Spreaker, Spreaker. That is the app we use, and all the podcasts are cataloged on there. So again, if you think that might be of interest, just give it a listen. If you have a resource you'd like to share, chime in on any of the medias that I shared that podcast on, and you never know who we might help. So that's how I'm going to wrap up the show. Everyone be safe. Have a great evening. And until the next Norcal Karters podcast.